Hello and welcome back to the 410. My name is Adrian, your host, and we have a big day today here on the 410. Some big news here in the NBA. Of course, a huge trade. Happy birthday to my dad. Went live yesterday just to share the love, the 410 love, the Mario tickets. Don't forget to send your comment in and answer that trivia question. Once again, the trivia question is, how many people did Mario grow up with? How many family members did Mario grow up with down there in Emerson Village? If you can answer that question for me, you in the running to get those tickets. Make sure you send that heart in. That way you can get you, your girl, whoever you like in the running to get their hair done at Evolution of Ellis. She'll be waiting on whoever the winner is to set that appointment up so you can go down there and get fresh right before Valentine's Day. Please continue to share. If you haven't already, subscribe, like. Let's keep this going here on the 410. We're going to get into some Raven news, like I said. NBA update. My goodness, what a huge trade there. They went down, and we're going to talk about that one. Pro Bowl going on. A little bit of the Pro Bowl festivities right here. I'll let you check that out. The Ravens, they're not done looking to improve that defense. Even though the Pro Bowl week is on, they're still working hard. They have a new head coach down there on the linebacker side of things for the defense. Tyler Santucci, straight from Georgia Tech, led them to a great season this year, one of their best seasons they had in a long time. He'll be bringing a new feel to that defensive linebacking core, and we can get some new energy in there. Lamar, he's on his way to winning that third MVP. That should be announced here shortly, so we'll keep our eyes on that. But good job, Lamar. Once again, we'll get to the Super Bowl next year, but congratulations to Lamar, MV3. But before we get into last night's NBA action, once again, this recap is brought to you by Cahill Electric. Great people, great prices, great service. Of course, you let them know you heard about it here on the 410. You're going to get the hookup. Last night's NBA action, like I said, they tried to pull a fast one on us, but we're not going for that. Of course, Anthony Edwards, I hope you get well soon. Wemby, I hope you get well soon. There was a rash of sickness yesterday in the NBA, so I'm going to save my speculation for later. But first game, the Hawks going up against the Pacers at home. Of course, the Pacers have been playing very, very strong, and they looked just the same way last night. They won this game 132-127. They pulled away. The Hawks came back, were leading, and the Pacers made a strong surge at the end of the game to pull back in and win the game. Next game, the Nuggets versus the Hornets. This game was much closer than I thought it would be without LaMelo Ball still nursing that ankle injury. Mark Williams did come back and provide them a great game. The Nuggets pulled this one out, 107-104. More last-minute stuff for the Nuggets. They've been just eking it by, getting these wins here lately. Of course, we mentioned the Wizards going against the Timberwolves without Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle. They got their first win here on the road in 21 games. The Wizards, are they going to start a win streak? Let's see. I don't know. We might can't bet against them every game anymore. Psych, we're going to bet against them next game as soon as they play. Watch this. Next game, Miami against San Antonio. Miami pulled this one out. A last-second shot by Bam Adebayo. Of course, Wemby was sick. He was out in this game, so they lost this one 105-103. Next game, Orlando, struggling Orlando, played against the Jazz, and more of the same. They struggled. The Jazz, they took this one 113-99. Thank goodness the Jazz, they got them a win. Houston going up against Brooklyn. Brooklyn, all of a sudden, is on a 2-0 win streak. They won this game 110-98. I don't know how. I don't know what was going on, but we keep our eyes on Brooklyn. Maybe just like Washington, they are tired of getting beat up on in the NBA. Next game, Oklahoma playing very strong, going up against the Kings, who had been on the surge for a second, but they're starting to tail off a little bit. Oklahoma, they beat them soundly 144-110 in this game. It was a team effort, even though Jalen Williams didn't play. The rest of the team for Oklahoma came in and did their thing. The Lakers going up against New York. I thought this game was going to go a little different. I was hoping LA was going to keep it close, but of course, the big news in the NBA, I'm going to get to that here in just a second. Without AD, the Lakers, they were able to win this game 128-112. And of course, we're going to touch on that big news, that big trade here in the NBA in just a second. Last game of the night, Phoenix going against the Portland Trail Blazers. Of course, This is where I put my money at after I realized Anthony Edwards is out. I told you by law we should have took them to win. I should have been strong about that and took them to win. Instead, I took them for the points. But they won this game 127-108. Once again, Portland, one of the hottest teams in the league. Pay attention to them. I've been teasing you for the last couple of minutes at it, but the big news in the NBA is Luka Doncic is no longer a Dallas Maverick. Luka is now moving on to the Lakers. The Lakers have traded Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Doncic. What a trade. Utah got involved. The Lakers, it wasn't their call. This was Dallas calling the Lakers, asking them if they would trade AD for Luka. Dallas had given up on Luka. They were tired of him. They paid him all that money coming in, not being in shape. Hopefully, the Lakers will be able to rejuvenate Luka. He'll be able to get his body right, get himself back into shape, and start himself a new legacy over there in the Lakerland. Of course, now this looks like LeBron may be looking to either A, stay there with Luka, or move on. Here, we'll see what happens in days to come. This is some hot news. There's details going every minute. Everybody in the league was shocked. This is probably the biggest NBA trade there's ever been in the history of the NBA. Moving on from that, of course, that's some huge news. We'll keep you posted on anything going on with that. Tonight's games, of course, I already sent out the lock. If Ja Morant plays, of course, Memphis plus them points are good. If Ja Morant doesn't play, then the lock of tonight will be Philly plus those points that they're getting against Boston. Of course, it's hard for me to keep up with all these people being out. I do my best. I also sent you a parlay that's based off of some research that I did. So if it hits, congratulations. First game today, they're probably playing right now, the Bulls-Pistons. Of course, I don't think Zach LaVine is playing in this game. So Detroit, even though they haven't been playing their best, I think they'll pull this game off. I think they were favored by 6. We'll take Detroit in this game. Next game, the Clippers versus the Raptors. Raptors team approach, balanced attack, been playing pretty well. Of course, they took a loss the other night to Brooklyn. The Clippers been playing very strong. They have the All-Stars, James Harden. And, of course, Norman Powell's coming along and Kawhi's back. So I think Kawhi returned back to Toronto. This is almost a lock for me. I'll take the Clippers minus the 5.5. Like I said, I'm almost certain that Kawhi is going to show up big, take him to score at least 10 points or more. Depending on his minutes, 15, 20. Next game of the night will be Dallas going up against Cleveland. Of course, Dallas is now losing Max Kleber and Luka Doncic, who wasn't playing already. That's a huge shock to them. I don't think that they're going to get over that quickly. I think they're going to get beat pretty bad in this game. Cleveland win this game. I think they're favored about 15 or so. I'm good with taking that. I don't think Kyrie is playing in this game as well. So I think that Cleveland will run away with this game. Next game will be Boston against Philly. Like I said, Philly, by law, you should be taking them with the points tonight. Tyrese Maxey is an all-star. He's playing against Boston. Of course, they're up and down. They have their 2 all-stars, Tatum and Brown. But if they're not hitting those threes, Philly can most certainly keep this game within the 11 points. Last game, of course, I gave this out as a lock, plus 3.5. Ja Morant's playing. Ja Morant's not playing. He's game time decision on this. Then, of course, I think Milwaukee will pull this off at home. Dame, they're all-stars, and Giannis, they should be able to get the job done. Minus 3.5, we'll take that. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, if you like this, please like it, share it, subscribe it. We're going to keep it going here on the 410. If you haven't already, go ahead, put those comments in. Answer that trivia question to Mario. How many people were in Mario's house down there in Emerson Village when he was growing up? And also send me that heart for that free hairdo down there with the evolution of Alice. She's going to get that done for you. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, the 410.